This is another convention, OPRC, Oil Pollution Preparedness and Response Convention. And you get short notes with regard to the salient features. It's a very scoring kind of a thing. London Convention, Intervention Convention, OPR, short notes, very easy to score. Now, we need to understand two things. A, what the convention is about, and more importantly, how it involves the ships. First of all, you need to understand that, the diagram that you see on the screen, I've already sent it to you. Make sure that anything to do with OPRC, you're drawing this. There are two advantages. A, once you draw this, you'll be able to write on the salient features. B, this is very small. The important point is that OPRC deals with oil pollution contingency planning, number one. Number two, for extremely large oil pollution incidents where one country's resources may not be sufficient, and because of that, oil pollution can happen in one country, it can adversely, negatively affect the marine environment of neighboring countries. For example, a large oil pollution happening off Karachi, if not handled properly, can affect our entire Gujarat coast and vice versa. So, it deals with oil pollution of very large incident. Number two, oil pollution contingency planning at the regional level, which involves contingency planning to handle that large oil pollution incident at the regional level, where it involves more than one country. That is where OPRC comes. So the question, that is what it is about international cooperation with sole objective of utilizing more than one neighboring country's resources for tackling very large oil pollution. It follows in a logical sequence. where incidents were सबसे पहले to try and reduce the impact and the damage to the environment and the business and economic losses. उसके बाद people who have suffered damage, they make a claim. Immediately after that, CLC comes into play. That's how it follows, if you're able to think that way. So, basis for preparedness for response capability at a regional level, it came into force, became a law. It's a rhyme of convention like SOLAS, etc. in May 1995, and India is a party to the convention. So, out of the blue, we are not supposed to deal with a regional plan. That is the job of the shore authority. But the point is, आप regional plans तक एक साथ पहुंचता कैसे है? That is the end point, finishing line. This is the start point. That if the coastal authorities, they ask a ship to stand by to assist, they are able to do that because by MARPOL requirement, every ship has a SOPEP. A blind man can consider that. So meaning any plan which is developed at a larger level, larger than the ship micro level, incorporates the ship plan, that is SOPEP, into the next higher level plan, and that is incorporated at a higher level plan, etc., reaching at the regional level. So the SOPEP, the individual port plan anywhere around the world is for plan for what? Contingency for handling oil pollution. For example, in India, body to handle oil pollution contingency is Indian Coast Guard. So when the Coast Guard oversees the development of individual port plan, they will see that the elements of SOPEP are there. If we request a passing ship to assist, well, we know what as per SOPEP the ship will have, so we can obviously ask for Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, etc., etc. So there are 4 ports in, let's say, Maharashtra. So all ports will have their individual plan. All 4 of them will be incorporated into the Maharashtra contingency plan for oil pollution. Finally, all the coastal states, their individual plan is incorporated into the National Oil Pollution Contingency Plan of India. The incidence is very large. You can't allowed us, Bombay will want, right, the entire western coast can get screwed up. No. OPRC says that the countries in the region, within the region, you come together, sign a multilateral treaty, and prepare a regional contingency plan for oil pollution incidents. India, for example, is part of two regional contingency plans for oil pollution as per requirements of OPRC, one for the west coast, one for the east coast. Among the west coast, who are the countries? Maldives, Sri Lanka, India, and Pakistan. We are with Pakistan in this. We have signed the multilateral treaty. So on the eastern side, the eastern plan, as it is said, which are the countries involved? Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Myanmar. So we have two sets of plans. And that we were discussing the other day, that ship which caught fire and was sinking. So you would have heard on the news, the Indian Coast Guard vessel was standing by. OPRC came. We are supposed to provide assistance. We are supposed to come together that let the damage be minimized to as less as possible. And India has got an interest that our territory or maritime zones should not get adversely or negatively affected. That is what are the salient features of OPRC, regional level. So it is simple thing. Ship level, you have to write in bracket SOPEP. उससे बड़ा क्या होगा? Port plan. उससे बड़ा क्या होगा? In both facing arrows OPRC at regional level. Now, how does this whole mechanism work? And then I will come to the point that what are the ship's requirements? We are part of two regional oil pollution contingency plans, west and east. I told you the country. What all goes in planning? The main designated authority for execution of the plan from India's point of view is always the boss of Indian Coast Guard, who is an Indian Navy officer at the rank of Rear Admiral, and he sits or she sits here at Delhi. So at the planning stage, what all goes into it? That where the maritime traffic, the tanker traffic, that's how the large oil will come into the marine environment where large amount of resources will be required. So they study the traffic and they create or rather designate hotspots. So therefore, at those hotspots, like it could start from Karachi, it could start from your Okha, Jamnagar, one more port in Gujarat, then Ratnagiri, Mumbai, Goa, maybe your Mangalore and Kochi. These are the places where there will always be high level of oil fighting equipment. It will be booms. There will be, fast, strong boats to not only lay the boom, to maintain the boom, to prevent, to restrict the movement of oil. Then, depending upon the state of the environment and a green signal from Ministry of Environment, what kind of dispersants can be kept standby, the inventory, and under what circumstances can it be used? Then, number of people involved to man the boats and the entire contingency planning operation, their level of training, and country having a desktop exercise. All of this goes into the planning. What also goes into the planning is a very important feature: easing of customs and immigration regulations between the countries. मान लो कोई major pollution has happened off Karachi, it is threatening to come near Gujarat. We know as per the plan what equipment, resources are there, how many people are there, what is the level of training. It is all part of the plan. If they require additional people to immediately come from India or additional oil combating equipment, we send them from plane. Immigration formalities have to be relaxed and taken care of and written down in the plan and approved at both the countries level. Custom, ये बाहर black में बेचते हैं वो होता नहीं. No. So immigration, custom requirements have to be sorted out. Then number 3, the channel of communication between and among the countries. Who will be the designated person, let's say from country A, who will be talking to country B to get the status? If it is ahead of the Indian Coast Guard, what will be his counterpart? Everything will be there in the plan. The moment the plan is activated, everybody gets into action. That is the meaning of OPRC coming at the regional level. Are you with me till here?
Yes, sir.
So now we need to digress a little bit, not digress, come to the point, digress from the ongoing discussion from the ship's perspective. Ships are okay. I have written required to carry an overlap, required to carry SOPEP. It is as per marking. The start point is getting the assistance from the ships. What is the kind of plan around the world? All the ships uniformly that they carry is SOPEP. That is 100. All the oil tankers of 150 gross tons and above, and all ships of 200 gross tons and above, we are 100% sure. Based on SOPEP, the requirements of SOPEP contained in the training level, the equipment. We know if you tell the ship, okay, it's a non-tanker, 400 gross tons, this is the equipment. Okay, please stand by. We will ask you to get that, submersible boobs and those blankets to take away the whole. Our people will come, but you supply them first. And more importantly, it's an obligation. Out at sea, in whether we stand on the brain, but you have to be very observant, not only from maritime practice point of view, especially around the coast, as an officer of the watch. Are we observing any oil sheet? Because as per the requirement of OPRC, ships are required to report. So if you observe an oil sheet, first and foremost, what does the officer of the watch inform the master and confirm from engine, it is not from us. Proper logbook entries cannot. Inform the postal authority. So as a position, we are observing a sheet. We don't know the source. We are on passage from A to B. Request guidance. They may ask you to stand by, stop the passage, and you are obligated. It's no question of off-hire or anything. This is an emergency. So that aspect of ship you have to be aware of, and also you have to mention in your exam. The best example of OPRC activation is the recent that off Sri Lanka, that Indian Coast Guard vessel standing by. It is that part is activated. Plus, because there is an involvement of ships, so in case of India, DG shipping is also involved other than Indian Coast Guard. So every 3 months, there is a tabletop exercise that is done, both on the West Coast and East Coast, where surveyor from DG shipping will go and attend and, okay, what incident has happened here? How do you activate the resources, inventory of the resources? Then the plan also includes the who's paying for what resources. The whole concept is based on the precautionary principle and the polluter pays principle. It has happened, but we are investing beforehand to reduce the kind of damage. And it is at the bottom line, the adoption of response measures for mutual assistance between and among the countries in the region for pooling of resource and personnel for combating large oil pollution incidents that can cause damage to the territory or interests of more than one country in the region. And it is not a kind of a joke. Once the countries have signed for the OPRC Convention, for example, India, then, countries take a lead. Okay, let's come together. Let's develop the plan. Once that plan is there, the copy of that plan, Indian OPRC, is always there with IMO, and whatever it is amended or updated, the status, it is conveyed to IMO at all times. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And why not extend the concept, philosophy, and principle of OPRC for handling of pollution incidents involving material other than oil? That automatically comes to HNS, hazardous and noxious substances, mainly chemicals. It follows the same principles as OPRC. It came into force on 14th of June 2007. India has not yet decided to be a party of this one. It'll take time. I think 3-4 साल में हो जाएंगे when our chemical trade increases. So the point used and accepted is SOPEP. With regard to OPRC-HNS protocol, it will be SOPEP. Logical. So other than these 4 points that you must mention in your answer, ships are required to carry the SOPEP and ship's responsibility for reporting of any incidents and standing by to, okay, what kind of assistance you want me to provide. That is the ship's responsibility. This is what OPRC is. Never get confused between OPRC-HNS protocol and, I mean, this completes the OPRC and the HNS Convention. They're two different things. This HNS Convention is like CLC to provide compensation in case of damage caused by HNS, not by oil. So it is applicable to product and chemical tankers only as CLC. Everything is same. Your strict liability and your compulsory insurance, etc. Only thing that is different is the maximum liability of the tanker owner. I've already sent you the note. There is a separate, I think, 30 odd page note, my exclusive note in my own word. The last, on the first page, I made index. The last is HNS Convention. Sometimes the question is asked, but why I'm mentioning is that you cannot get confused between that HNS Convention and the OPRC-HNS Protocol. Maybe you'll unnecessarily use one. So this completes it. I don't want to start a new topic. Can we take an extended break? It's almost 3:15. Your next lecture, just give me a moment. The next lecture is at 3:15. 15:45. Mr. Prasood Chana. Instead of 15-minute break, you can have a 25-minute break. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and I will see you people on Monday. Is that all right with you for having a 25-minute break?
Yes, sir, no problem.
I mean,